Okay. Today's topic is a big topic, that is complementary MOS, that means complementary CMOS converter or inverter, sorry, not converter, inverter DC characteristics. Okay, what do I mean by DC characteristics? You already know about this, but not in full detail. So you have already seen this graph. Which graph? Which graph? This graph. You have already seen this graph in your lab number 1. Remember the lab number 1? And I have already told you about this, the skewness, beta ratio effect. Remember, if the beta ratio is 1, that means if beta P and beta N are equal, the graph will go at the middle. If the beta ratio is bigger than 1, then that will go through the right side. Look at this. This is the beta when the ratio is 1. Here when the ratio is 2. Here when the ratio is 10. So, but when the beta ratio is less than 1, that time it will go through the left, right? We already know it. Our target was to keep the beta ratio equal to 1. That means beta P and beta N should be 1, so that the graph should go at the middle. Now, how our software got this result? What is the principle behind it? Or what is the calculation behind it? Today we will be doing that using our hand. That means hand calculation. So this was supposed to be taught at the first class, but remember the problem with these is you have to have the knowledge why the graph is going left side or why the graph is going right side. Okay, that's why we delayed this topic. And since our lab number 1, 2, 3 is finished, so we can start it now. Here for inverter, when the Vin is 0, our output is 5. When our input is 5, our output is 0. We already know it. And we have 3 region of behavior. One is cutoff, another one is linear, another one is saturation. We already know it. For linear, for cutoff, for saturation, what are the principles? You already know it. Now, this one, the left side, you can see, the right side, you can see some red graphs. These graphs is for N MOSFET. Similarly, we can have some graphs for P MOSFET as well, but they will be opposite and inverted. Okay, this is the characteristics curve of our NMOS. We have already seen this while we were doing the what was that, IDS equation, right? We have seen it. That was for N MOSFET. Now, similarly, if we calculate or if we draw the characteristics graph of P MOSFET, this will be the graph of P MOSFET. This will be completely inverted and opposite. Now, what we have to do, we have to flip it. We have to flip it like this. Then we have to make it overlapped like this. These two graphs will intersect in some places. By taking those intersection point, we can draw a graph like this. Okay, today we will be doing one example of like that. Okay, wait a second. Okay, then we have to find out the characteristics curve like this, or we have to find out the DC transfer curve or DC characteristics curve or DC analysis. Remember the DC analysis? We have to find out the V in versus V out curve. So this is the input versus this is the NMOS characteristics curve. This is the PMOS characteristics curve. We have to flip it, then we will get it. We do that. Let's do the example. Before doing the example, let's find out what is the beta ratio effect. Beta ratio effect, as you know, if beta P and beta N are equal, our threshold voltage, that means our curve will go at the middle, that means VDD by 2. This may be desirable because it maximizes the noise margin and allows the capacitive load to charge and discharge at the equal time. Remember this word, remember this line, because this will be necessary for our next class as well. So this may be desirable. So we want this. We want beta P and beta N should be equal because it maximizes the noise margin. And the next word, mark my word very carefully. It allows a capacitive load to charge and discharge in equal times. That means the charging time and discharging time is equal if the beta is equal. If beta P and beta N are equal, that means the charging and discharging times are equal, providing an equal current source. The inverter with different beta ratio effect, that means beta P by beta N, are called skewed inverter. If the beta P and beta N are not equal, that will be called skewed inverter. If beta P is divided by beta N is more than 1, that is called high skewed. And if beta P and beta N is less than 1, that is called low skewed. If beta P and beta N are equal, then the inverter is called normal skewed or unskewed. Okay? Here you can see the skewness. The middle one, that means this one, is normal skewed. The red one, they are called high skewed. The blue one, they are called low skewed. Understand? Very simple. Let's see the math. This is the math. This is the problem. Here you can see a CMOS inverter is realized by using an NMOS of beta N actually, equal to 30 microampere per volt square. VTN is equal to 1 volt. PMOS of beta P is equal to 30 microampere per volt square. And VTP is equal to 1 volt. Here, VSS is equal to 0 volt. VDD is equal to 5 volt. We have to find out the curve. Okay. So let's before finding out the curve, let's find some formula. Let's derive some formula. Shall we?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's draw the inverter first. No. Okay. Now here, this is VDD. This is VSS. This is your V in, right? Obviously, this is your V in. This is the pulse. This is your V out, the capacitor. Why that arrow is giving me trouble? This is the V out. Now, see this here. If you apply a KVL in this side, in the input side, that means this side, apply a KVL. What do you have? VDD minus, you have this voltage, right? Here you have source, here you have gate. So source to gate voltage, VSG, this is the P MOSFET, that's why P, VSGP. This voltage is called VSGP, okay? Minus, then you have another voltage here. This is the gate, this is the source. So we can call it VGS. We can call it n equal to 0. Can we call it? Of course we can, right? Now, next one. Here, take a multimeter like this. Take the red pin and place it here. Take the black pin, place it here, okay? So we want to measure the VGSN. VGSN, we want to measure the VGSN, okay, understand?
Yes.
Okay, now, here, putting the red pin, here or here, same thing, right? Because they are practically same point. Can you see that?
Yes.
And putting the black pin here, that means in the ground, or here, same thing? Understand? Understand?
Yes, sir.
So what we are measuring? We are actually measuring VGSN, but actually we are measuring V in. Right? Right?
Yes.
Okay. Now about the V out. Let's apply, okay, let's do the same thing again. No. We want to measure the V out, or we want to measure whatever, V out. Right? We want to measure V out. Let's write it here. Now what we are measuring here? Putting the red pin here or here, same thing, right? Same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, putting the black pin in the ground or in the in this point are same, right? So what we are measuring, actually we are measuring drain to source voltage, right?
Yes. VDS.
N. VDSN, right? Okay, wait a second. I'm going to take 5 minutes of break. I need to go somewhere. And because I told you yesterday, I have to go for test. So I need to do some work. 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Excuse me for this 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you. So our VGSN is equal to V in. Our VDSN is equal to V out. So this work is done. We can remove it. Okay. Now we will be applying a KVL. No. Okay. We will apply the KVL in the input side that we have already done here. Okay. So from this formula, we can rewrite VDD minus VSGP minus, in place of VGSN, we can write V in, right? V in is equal to 0. Now take the VGSP, this one, on that side. Okay? Or take the V in on that side. In either one, you can do either one. Okay? So I'm going to take the V in on the other side of the 0. So that will become plus now. So our VDD minus VSGP is equal to V in. Now we will apply a KVL in the output side. Now, what will be the formula? VDD minus this value, this voltage, right? Here you have S, here you have D. So VSD for PMOS minus here you have D, here you have S, VDSN, right? Equal to 0. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In place of VDSN, can we write V out?
Yes.
Okay. In place of VDSN, we can write V out. Let's write it. Can we take the V out on the other side of the 0?
Yes.
Okay, that will be plus, right? So here we got two formula, one for input, one for output. For NMOS, why NMOS? Here you can see it is N written. And we got another set of formula, one for input, one for output. For PMOS, here you can see it is P for PMOS, P. Right? So one formula is for input, one formula is for output. This set is for NMOS. One formula is for input, one formula is for output. This formula is for P set. Okay, so these four formula we have to remember. VGSN is equal to V in, VDSN is equal to V out, VDD minus VSGP equal to V in, VDD minus VSDP is equal to V out. So I will be needing this after 15 minutes. Okay, so remind me of these four formulas. Okay, everyone? Okay. Now I'm going to clear everything. Now we have to fill up these two tables, table for NMOS, table for PMOS. So first table will be with VGS, VDS, IDS. Why? Because our graph was this, right? The graph has three things. One is IDS, another one is VDS. Remember, I told you. Another one is VGS. So three things are our graph element. One is IDS, VDS, and VGS. And we need two more things. One is V in, another one is V out. Why? Because our other graph is this one. This graph has V out and what? V in. So five things we need to find out. One is IDS, VGS, VDS, V out, V in. Okay? So first thing is VGS, next is VDS, next is IDS, next is V in, next is V out. See, for PMOS, we have to find the exact same thing, but in opposite. It is VGS, it is VSG. This is VDS, this is VSD. This is IDS, this is ISD. This is V in, this is V in, no problem. V out, V out. So five things we have to find out, and we have to fill up these two tables. And VGS should vary from 0 to 5. Why? Because our lowest value is 0, our highest value is 5. From 0 to 5 we will vary. From 0 to 5 we will vary. 0, 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5. You can ask me, sir, why 2.5? You can take like this: 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.55, something like that. You can take it. If you wish, you can take it. The more value you will take, the better your graph will be. Remember, the more value you will take, the better your graph will be. But there is a problem, because if you take more value, it will take more time and it will be harder to draw the graph. But so why we have taken 2.5? Our wish. We want to see what will be the performance at 2.5, because you look at the beta. Here the beta is 30. Here the beta is also 30. So beta P and beta N, they are equal, right? If they are equal, so we know our graph will go through the middle. Our graph will go through the middle, right? So if it is 5 volt, it is 2.5. So we want to see what is the response in 2.5. That's why we included one extra point, 2.5. Your wish. If you do not want to include this, you do not have to include this. Okay. Now, here your VGS 0 to 5, your VDS. What about your VDS? Remember, for drawing the graph, we only need 1 point. For drawing each curve, we only need 1 point. Why? Because this point we need it only. Before that point, that is linear. After that point, that is saturation. Okay? Remember, before that point, the curve is linear. After that point is saturation. What is that point? We have taught you already. What is that point? That point when your VDS remember the formula? VDS greater than or equal what? VGS minus VT. Remember that? So that is when your saturation occurs. So when it will be equal? It will be equal when your saturation starts. It will be equal when your saturation starts. It will be greater when you have saturation. So the starting point will be equal. So let's use this formula to find out the starting point of our saturation. The starting point. So our VDS will be VGS minus VT. So VGS minus VT is equal to VDS. What is our VT? Our VT is 1 volt. So VGS minus 1 volt is equal to VDS. So 0 minus 1 is equal to what? It was supposed to be minus 1, right? But no. VTN. These, what is that? This subtraction is not algebraic subtraction. This subtraction is cost and waste, expenditure. This subtraction is expenditure subtraction. That means if you have 10 taka, if you spend 10 taka, how much money you have? 10 taka. If you have 0 taka, you spend 10 taka. How much money you have? Minus 10? No, not possible. Because if you have 0 taka, you cannot spend 10 taka. So that is why, so your VGS is the money you have, VTN is the money you spend, VDS is the money you are remaining with. Okay, 0 minus 1 is not possible, so it is 0. That's why it is cut off. I told you, remember cutoff occurs when your VDS is equal to 0. See, it is 0, right? That's why it is cut off. So when it is cut off, your current is also 0. Now for next one, 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So it is also cut off. So your current is also 0, cut off. 2 minus 1 equal to 1. It is not cut off. It is saturation. So what is the formula for saturation? Your formula for saturation is this one. IDS is equal to beta VGS minus VT whole square divided by 2. Okay. So you put the value of VT, beta is 30. This one, not that beta, that is for PMOS. We are finding out for NMOS. So beta is equal to 30. VGS, what is the VGS? VGS was 2. What is VT? VT is equal to 1. Okay, whole square divided by 2. Remember, this square is only on this bracket, VGS minus VT whole square. This is not on 2. This is not on beta. Remember this. Do not make this mistake. People make this mistake. So your value will be 15. If you calculate, your value will be 15. So put it there. 2.5 minus 1 is equal to 1.5. So it is not cut off. Let's use the formula again. 30, 2.5 minus 1 whole square divided by 2. This will give you 33.5. Next one, 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So it is saturation. Let's put the formula. Beta is equal to 30, VGS is equal to 3, VT is equal to 1 whole square divided by 2. That will give you 60. Next one, 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So it is saturation. So put the formula, put it in the formula. 30, VGS is equal to 4, VT is equal to 1 whole square divided by 2. That will give you 135. Next one, 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. Put this in the formula. Beta is equal to 30, VGS is equal to 5, VT is equal to 1 whole square divided by 2. That will give you 240. Remember, you do not have to show all the calculation. You can show only one or two. One or two, that's enough. And use the calculator and find all of this. Now come to the V in and V out. Remember, we already find out a formula. VGS is equal to V in, right? For NMOS. Remember the black formula? Remember I told you I need it after 15 minutes? So VGSN is equal to V in. So equal, they are equal, right? So this 0 to 5, it will be 0 to 5. Next one, what about the VDS? VDS was equal to your V out, right? VDS was equal to V out for NMOS. So these equal to this. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 0, 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4. 0, 0, 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4. Equal, exactly equal. So our first table is done. Now in the next table, again, from 0 to 5, again, our formula will be like this. VSD for PMOS will be VSG minus VT. Okay? VSD minus equal to VSG minus VT. That is the starting point of saturation. Starting point. If it is the starting point of the saturation, so let's use this formula. If VSD will be VGS, the VSG minus VT. Which VT? This VT, not that. Not that now. This is now. So fortunately, we are having the equal values. So that is a fortunate case. But if you are not fortunate enough, you will get different values. Okay. But normally they are kept equal. Normally. So 0 minus 1 will be 0. 1 minus 1, 0. 2 minus 1, 1, 2.5 minus 1, 1.5, 3 minus 1, 2, 4 minus 1, 3, 5 minus 1, 4. Now for ISD, you will be using the same value, same formula. But right now, you have to write ISD, beta P, VSG, VT. So which beta? This beta, not the previous beta. This beta is 30, this beta is 30. So you will use this one. Which VSG? This VSG. Which VT? This VT. Okay. So now first one, it is 0. So cut off 0. It is 0. Cut off 0. So no formula needed. For next one, it is 1. So you need formula. So beta is equal to 30. Beta is equal to 30. VSG is equal to 2. VT is equal to 1. Whole square divided by 2. You will get 15. For next one, you will get 33.5. For next one, you will get 60. For 4, you will get 135. For 5, you will get 240. See, since our betas are equal, we are fortunate enough. That's why our current values are equal. So that's why I told you earlier. So if our betas are equal, we will have exact same amount of charging current and discharging current, right? I told you earlier, this will be necessary. So that's why this is the discharging current, NMOS. This is the charging current, PMOS. They are equal. Now, our 40% work is done. Our only 40% work is done. Only 40%. Now we will go for the graphing, okay? After that, we have to find two graphs, one for PMOS, one for NMOS. Then we need to rotate or flip the graph of PMOS. Then we need to what? We need to superimpose the graph, PMOS graph and NMOS graph. Which one is NMOS graph? NMOS graph is this one, the right facing. Which one is PMOS graph? PMOS graph is this one, the left facing. After that, we will find some intersection point. With those intersection point, we will fill up this table, V in, V out, IDS. Okay. After filling out this table, we can draw this graph and this graph. This is actually current graph. We haven't seen it in our lab. You can see it as well, but that is not that important. This one is important. Okay. We can draw this graph finally. So how to do that? This is a very humongous or very big process. Okay, let's try to do it. Let's take a screenshot. We need this screenshot. Okay, we're going to draw the graph here, okay? Now, for drawing the graph, I need two axes first. Let's say this is one axis. This is another axis. This is another axis. This axis, okay, let's write it. This axis is for IDS, for NMOS. This axis is for ISD, for PMOS, okay? Let's give a line so that they matches. So their direction is not important, their value is important. This axis is for VDS, for NMOS. This axis is for VSD, for PMOS, okay? Now, this will start from 0. This is 1. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5, okay? For the another axis, this one is for VDS. For next axis, we will consider, okay, let's use another ink. We'll use 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are trying to draw the two graphs at a time. We will not draw two graphs separately, then we will flip it, then we will superimpose it. No, we will not do that. We will try to draw it at a time, okay, at one single graph. That's why two axes, from 0 to 5, one axis, from 0 to 5, another axis in opposite position. So we will be using different colors. At first, let's use it for NMOS. First, which one? See, our 0. What is this graph? This is VDS, right? For VDS, this one. No, we will be using different color, I told you, right? Let's use the orange. Here you have 0. For 0, your current is 0, right? That means for this 0, your current is 0. So for current is 0, right? Now let's write your input. Let's write the input simultaneously. So let's write it so that we do not forget. This is 0. For next one, again, different color. Again, for 0, your current is also 0. So let's use another arrow. Okay. So here, what is your input now? Your input is 1. So let's write the input simultaneously, 1. Okay, by the way, why I am drawing the graph at the bottom? Because this is the IDS axis. So here, let's say the maximum current is 240, right? The maximum current is 240. So let's say this is 100. This is 200. Let's say this is 240. Okay. So which one is 0 then? This one is 0, right? This is the IDS, that is the 0. That's why they are going through the bottom. Okay, next one. Let's use this color. For 1, what is your current? 15, right? For 1, your current is 15. Where is 15? Where is 1? This is 1. Where is 15? So this is 100. The total line is 100. So this is what? This is 50. This is 25. This should be 15, right? Understand? Understand where is 15? Total is 100. This one, this much. This much is 50. This much is 25. This is 15. So here I will be drawing the arrow. This is the graph. Here I will be writing the input. What is the input? 2. Okay. And before that, remember I told you, at that point, that is the starting point of saturation. After that, that will be flat. Before that, that is linear. Okay. Now, let's choose the next color. Let's choose this color. Next value is 1.5. For 1.5, what is your current? 33.5, right? So what is 1.5? This is 1, this is 2. In between, you will have 1.5. Here, you will have 1.5, right? At this place, you have 1.5. So you need 33.5 current. This is 100. This is 50. This is 25. This should be 33.5 at this one. So I'm going to draw my arrow here. Before the arrow, I have the linear. I've drawn that. I'm going to write the input. What is the input now? Your input is 2.5. I've drawn the 2.5, right? Remember, it started at 1.5. Now the next one, I'm going to use which color? I'm going to use this blue color. For input 2, no, for VDS2, your current is 60, right? Current is 60. Where is 2? Here is 2. Nice. This is 2, right? For 2, what is your current? 60. So what is 60? This is 50. This is 100. 60 should be here. Okay? So I'm going to draw the arrow from this point onward. I'm going to draw a line from this point to this point. Okay? Like that. And I'm going to draw I'm going to write the input as well. What is the input? Here the input is 3. For next one, for VDS, the current is 135. Where is 3? Here is 3. Where is 135? Let's change the color. Let's make it red. Here is 3. Here is 100. We need 135. So this is 200. This is 150. Here is 135. Let's assume, okay? You do not have to be perfect. So I'm going to draw my arrow from this point onward. I'm going to draw a line like this, and I'm going to write my input, that is 4, here. Next one, I'm going to change the color. I'm going to change the color to let's say this green. Now my VDS is equal to 4. Our current is for 240. What is 4? Here is 4. What is 240? 240 here is 200. 240 must be here. Here is 240. So I'm going to draw my arrow like this, and I'm going to draw a line like that, and I'm going to write the input, that is 5, here like that. Okay, so my NMOS, but that means my NMOS part is completed. My now for my PMOS part. For PMOS part, I have to do the exact same thing, okay, but in opposite manner. So first of all, for 0, so I have to choose the exact same color again. I'm going to choose the blue, green first. No. Yeah, I'm going to choose the green first. First of all, for 0, my current is 0. So I'm going to draw a arrow like that. This time I'm going to make it a bit smaller. Okay, let's write the input as well with it. This is 5. For another 0, our current is also 0, but for that our input is 4. So I'm going to use red color. I'm going to use an arrow. This is 0, right? Same, 0. Now what about our input now? Our input is 4. I'm going to write it 4. Next, I'm going to choose another color. For 1, our current is 15. What is 1? This is 0, this is 1, right? So here it is 1. And 15, where is 15? 15 is in this line, because if it is 100, this is 50, this is 25, this is 15. So I'm going to draw my line from this point, and I'm going to draw a line from this point. So here I'm going to write the value. What is the value? What is the value of the input? The value is 3. I'm going to draw the 3 here. For next one, 1.5, the value is 33.5. I'm going to choose a color like this. Why is 1.5? From between 1 and 2? Between 1 and 2 is this one, right? So here 33.5. This is 33.5. So I'm going to draw a line, that is arrow, like this. I'm going to draw a line like this, and I'm going to write the value of input. What is the input? Input is 2.5. Here. For next one, I'm going to choose purple. What is your input? What is your VSD? VSD is 2. 2 is here. What is the current? Current is 60. What is 60? This is 60. This is 60. So if I draw my arrow here. That's okay. I'm going to draw a line, linear line here, and I'm going to write the input, that means 2, here. For next one, I'm going to choose a green color. For 3, I need 135. Where is 3? 0, 1, 2, 3. Here is 3. 135 is here. So I'm going to draw an arrow. I'm going to draw a line. Then I'm going to write the value of input. Input is 1. Next 4. I'm going to choose a color. Let's say this one. For 4, our value is 240. Where is 4? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240. Where is 240? 240 is here, right? Now I'm going to draw the arrow like this. I'm going to draw a line like that. I'm going to write the value of input. What is the input? Input value is 0 here. Okay. So our drawing is complete. Now I do not need these points. I'm going to. Okay. Now our drawing is more or less completed. So we have to find some intersection point. Remember, we have to find some intersection point. Before finding out that intersection point, let's do something. First, what intersection point we have to find out? We have to find out the what is that? Complementary input lines. See, I have chosen the color oppositely, right? I have chosen the color oppositely. Here it starts from 5, that means the green, that goes to the orange. Here it starts from 5, that means the green, that goes to the orange. So I choose the color so selectively. Maybe you didn't understand, or maybe you understood. That's why I choose the color. Now we have to match the colors, okay? Not the color actually, the value, the 5, the inputs. These are actually your inputs. These are actually your inputs. You have to match the inputs. So I have to write a table. What? This is your input. And that is your output. That is enough. Or you can take a current as well. Let's say IDS. You can value the current as well. So your input varies from 0, 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5. So we will fill up this table. Okay. How to fill up this table? See this one. Where is input number 0? In this area, where is 0? 0 is this one, right? This orange line. Where is 0 here? 0 is this one, this orange line, right? See, one orange line is going from here to there. Another orange line is going from here to here, right? What is V out? Remember a formula I told you, V out is equal to what? Not VSD, VDS. For NMOS, right? Remember the formula? V out is equal to VDS. Remember that? So our this graph, that means the VDS line, that is our V out. That means these axes. Okay, let me highlight. This axis is our output axis. Okay, we will take our output from here because this is actually our VDS. Okay, VD is our output. So now let's get back. So our orange line is this one. Our orange line is this one. Where they intersect? These two orange line, where they intersect? Who can tell me? Who can tell me where they intersect at our output line? At 5, exactly. Here, they intersect here, right? One orange line is this one. Another orange line is this one. They intersect at 5. Okay, so I'm going to write 5. What is our current at that point?
Current 1.
See, what is the height of the current?
0.
0. If the height is here, the current would have a value, right? The height of the current is 0, right? Here. So I can write 0. Understood why this is 0? Okay. Now the next one. Next one. Our input number 1. Input 1 is this green color, green line. That's this green arrow. And input 1 is this green arrow. Okay? One green arrow is like this. Another one is like this. Where they intersect?
0.
Where they intersect? One green line is this one.
5.
Another green line is this one, right? So they intersect here. Exactly same place, right? So our value is 5. What is the current?
0.
0. For 2, what is 2? 2 is this purple color, purple line. Here the 2 is purple line, right? So one purple line is going like this. Another purple line is going like that. Where these two purple color intersect?
4.5 maybe.
Maybe here, right? Can you see that? So we can call it 4.5, right? We can call it 4.5. What is the current here?
It can be 10.
15. Because this line was 15, right? Okay. For next one, 2.5. Now this one is tricky. This one is difficult. 2.5 is this line. This is maroon line. And 2.5 is this maroon line. Both of them overlapped here, right? One is this one, another one is this one. Where they intersect?
They intersect 1.3 maybe, sir.
Maybe let's say 1.5.
Yes.
They intersect here, and they also intersect here, right?
Yes.
3.5. They actually intersect in a whole range. They actually intersect in this whole range. Understand? They actually intersect in this whole range. So we will be writing the range here. So what is the range? 1.5?
3.7.
3.5. এটাও 3.5 কারণ আমরা তো গ্রাফটা 3.5 ড্র করছিলাম, রাইট? It is 3.5. 1.5 থেকে 3.5. 1.5 to 3.5. This is the whole range. What is the current?
35.
33.5. You are saying 35 by seeing the graph, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. But I know it is 33.5 because I have drawn the graph. Got my point? Nazifa, তুমি গ্রাফ দেখে বলতেছো, that is very good. Because গ্রাফ থেকেই আসবে, but যেহেতু আমি গ্রাফটা নিজে ড্র করেছি, I draw the graph myself. So I know it is 33.5. Okay, let's write 33.5. Now the 3. What is 3? 3 is this teal color or the blue color. Okay? One graph is here, another graph is here. Where they intersect? See where the two teal color intersect. Somewhere here, right?
0.5.
Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So we can call it 0.5. What is the current?
15.
15. Now for 4. 4 is the red one here. What is the 4? 4 is the red one. Where they intersect? One 4 is like this. Another 4 is like that. Where they intersect?
The intersection 0 point, ma'am.
Exactly. They intersect at 0. Here. They intersect at 0. So I can call it 0. So what is the current?
0.
0. For next one, 5. This is the 5. That means the green one. Here you have a 5, that is a green one, right? Now where they intersect?
0.
Again 0. So what is the current?
0.
0. Your 90% work is done. Okay. Now we will be doing the next part of the math. That is our graph. Okay, let's draw the graph. Okay. This is your V out. This is your
V in.
V in. Now your V in will have 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because 0 to 5. Your output will also have 0 to 5. 0, 1, no, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So let's write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Understand? Now we have to put the values. What value we have to put? Let's say input versus output. So for 0, what is your output? For 0, what is your output? Okay, excuse me for a minute. Okay, for 0, the value is 5, right? So I'm going to dab a point. Okay, for 1, what is the value? Is 5. For 1, the value is 5. For 2, the value is 4.5. This is 2. So this is 4. This is 5. This is 4.5. So I can call it, this is 4.5. For 2.5, we will write it later. For 3, the value is 0.5. This is 3. This is 1. So this is 0.5. For 4, the value is 0. For 5, the value is 0. For 2.5, okay, let's draw a line now. No. Okay, I have drawn a line. Now for 2.5, the value is 1.5 to 3.5. Why is 1.5? This is 1. This is 2. This is 1.5. This is 3. This is 4. This is 3.5. Okay? Now if I connect all the big dots together, you will see your graph is like this, right? Understand how we got that graph?
Yes, sir.
Now, the more you take value, the more value you take, the more values you take, the smoother your graph will be. Okay? The more values you will take, the smoother your graph will be. Remember how many points we take in our software graph? You remember these, right? VDC or DC analysis, like this, dot DC, V in, 0 to 5, remember 0.1 line. This code, remember this code line? Dot DC V in 0, 5, 0.1. So we actually took 50 value, 50, not 50 actually, 60 value. For here we take 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 like that. So we took 60 value and we got the graph. But here we only take 6 values, not 6, 7 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 values, that's enough. That's enough for the graph. Since our beta P and beta N are equal, that's why they gone through the middle, okay? Understood? Now the IDS graph. Again, this is very simple. This is pretty simple. You can hide it like this. Choose a different color, let's say blue. Now, for IDS, for 0, again, you can hide the label. Now, let's say this is 0, this is 5, not 5. This is 10, 20, this is 30, this is 40. This is no longer V out, this is, let's say this is IDS. For 0, the current is 0 here. For 1, current is 0 here. For 2, current is 15. Where is 15? Here is 10. Here is 20. Here is 15. For 2.5, let's come later. For 3, current is 15. For 4, current is 0. For 5, current is 0. For 2.5, current is 33.5. Here is 20. Here is 30. There is 40. There is 35. Here is 33.5. So if we connect the line, our graph looks like this, right? This is the IDS versus V in graph. This graph is not that important like the previous one. The previous one was the important one. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So this completes your VTC or voltage transfer characteristics curve of a NMOS, not NMOS actually, CMOS, of a CMOS. This is how we do it in the software. So software is much easier, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is the end of the class. If you have any question, you can ask me or you can knock me later as well. Okay, I'm going to upload the video right now. I suggest all of you to watch the video again because this is a very hard topic and this is not a topic to discuss later and later or more and more. No, this is a very hard topic because I cannot make you understand a small topic like this or a small segment of the topic. If you ask me, sir, please explain that part of this topic. No, this is not possible. I have to explain it again from bottom to top or from 0 to 100. Okay, got my point? I need to explain it as a whole. I cannot explain it piecewise, not possible. You cannot even understand piecewise as well. So if you have to know this, I have to explain it again from 0 to 100. So that's why I I record the video. I suggest all of you to see the video again and again and again. Azifa, কিছু বলতে যাচ্ছিলা তুমি?
No, sir, আমি ছবিটা নেই, ঠিক আছে, স্যার।
Okay. Okay?
Sir, please send me the slides, sir.
Okay, I'm going to send the slide right now.